Hello traders, Zigzag Man here, and today I'd like to talk about the Markray Corporation, ticker symbol RVBR. It trades on the OTC Pink Exchange on the highest tier out of the four, which is current information. Their website is www.markraycorp.com. That's where you find out more information about the company. And to get more information about the stock itself, I go to the otcmarkets.com company information page for this particular stock. Here is the homepage to the company website for Markray Corporation. Off to the left, you can read about us, an article in the middle about how Russia's metal billionaires are moving into gold. There's a little video off to the right there that's worth watching. You can also check out their management. Look at the project they're on 100 miles north of Moscow. Look at their reserves and resources. Look at the picture gallery. There's only 2 pictures in there right now, but shows a little bit of gold mining going on. Some gold facts, news and filings, and a contact us page. And here is the otcmarkets.com company information page for RVBR, where you can read their business description, look at their share structure. On the left tabs you can get their quote, their charts, their news, financials, and short sales. Markray Corporation is a Delaware corporation operating in the mining industry as well as the processing of tailings to extract gold, silver, platinum, and iron. The company recently obtained the rights to exploit the stockpile of tailings situated within an area close to Moscow. The rights include the extraction and processing of 25% of the tailings which were formed by the stocking of rejected material by chemical companies that were not interested or capable of separating these rare earth elements. During intensive mining exploitations, coarse or rough texture material is extracted easier than the finer particles which remain in the tailings. On average, 20 to 50% of gold is lost when traditional methods and inefficient equipment is used. As a result of decades of inefficient mining in Russia, an enormous amount of technogenic stockpiles have accumulated, which have become a source of additional gold through re-mining. There is also numerous stockpiles formed from operations of chemical plants that did not have as their activities the extraction of minerals. However, almost no Russian companies have turned their attention to working these established stockpiles, which represent a great opportunity to new entrepreneurs. Technology is now available which allows for the recovery of gold and other precious metals from material that was mined using older technology. A very efficient method is through the use of spectrum technology, by which gold, silver, and platinum are identified and extracted using their color spectrum. Only in the Magadan region there is alluvial gold found in 500 million cubic meters of tailings. It is estimated that there should be approximately 500 to 700 tons of gold. The major advantage of processing these technogenic deposits is that the project is already prepared, having been lifted from the earth. Construction of a modular factory. With today's technologies, the valuable minerals contained in the tailings can be easily separated. The company has developed a 6-phase approach to the processing of the tailings, which will enable the processing of 1 million tons of tailings per year within the initial operations. Additional equipment will increase production 5 times the initial output. The 6-phase approach to the facility is the following: vibration feeder, conveyor band, vibration griddle, bunker, jet type mill, centrifugal concentrators. The main operation of the modular factory consists of crushing the tailings and then using the current magnetic separation process to extract all of the ferromagnetic bodies and particles. The gold and other non-ferrous metals will be extracted by way of centrifugal gravity concentrators, which have provided the best results in previous projects as well as through the testing of these tailings. Reserves and resources. This is from the company website. A geological audit was made by the Central Research Institute of Geological Prospecting for base and precious metals. Assessments of samples performed in October 2007 showed a high exploitability of the site in terms of precious metals such as gold, platinum, and silver, as well as iron. At the same time, full spectral analysis of samples was performed, which confirmed high content of useful components. As you can see from the table below, gold, there's approximately 68 tons of gold, 740 tons of silver, 21 million tons of iron, and approximately 3.6 tons of platinum. Now, I like to get my news from the Yahoo Finance site, and here are the latest 4 headlines for Markray Corporation, and today's closing quote where it was up 15.45%. Look on the right in the middle, it says average volume just under 10,000 shares a day, and today there was 275,842. That came up on a high volume scan I do. So that's one reason it caught my eye. Looks like a pretty interesting company if you read the headlines. And here is a recent headline dated August 25th of this year, where the company announces its acquisition of Markray JSVC, which has the rights to process 25% of the tailings situated near Moscow. So down at the bottom it lists how many tons of each of gold, silver, platinum, and iron they estimate is on this property. And if you'd like to read SEC filings, I like to go to the OTCmarkets.com site for those because they're more up to date. Now, the top section here shows that they have earned the current information status, and the SEC filings are in the lower section. If you would like to read their quarterlies, their 8Ks, that's where you go. And here is the share structure, which was updated yesterday for the outstanding and the float on September the 12th, 2011. The authorized shares is 500 million from May the 31st. The shares outstanding are only 195.3 million. Now the float is an amazing 36.625 million. So that's as of yesterday, September 12th. Shareholders of record 133. They've had a couple of splits. The last one was back on February 2011. They have no short interest, no significant failures to deliver, and their transfer agent is Colonial Stock Transfer Company Incorporated. And if you would like to contact the transfer agent to try and get the most current share structure, it is Colonial Stock Transfer Company Incorporated, Salt Lake City, Utah. They got the phone number, their website, and their email listed there. And if you would like to learn more about the management of this company, I copied this from the management page on the company website. So if you would like to read more about this, you can go to their website or pause the video and take some time to read it for yourself here. And here's how you can contact this company. Their address is in Moscow. They have an email, a telephone number, and their website also has a contact us page with a short form you can fill out and send to them. So Radar RVBR this week, the Markray Corporation, trades on the OTC Pink Exchange as the highest tier with current